Hey, Mr. Worst again. So the next section on your retake are energy problems. Okay, so this first problem here says, for questions in this section, use the following formulas to guide your thinking and solve the problems. Remember, gravity is 9.8 meters per second per second. So you got some equations here, right? Potential energy, that's what PE means, is mass times gravity times height. Kinetic energy, KE, equals 1/2 mv squared. Now, calculator proof version of 1/2 mv squared is 0.5 mass times velocity times velocity. So you just multiply velocity twice. In fact, here, I got it over here, don't I? Yeah, kind of. So 1/2 times mass times velocity times velocity. Instead of 1/2, you put in 0.5. Same thing, okay, mathematically. That's the calculator-proof version of kinetic energy, 0.5 MVV. Okay, but you can also, if you're fancy, 1/2 MV squared. This is easier to do on some calculators than others because if you square, it could square the whole thing, depending on your calculator type. That's why I like doing 0.5 MVV. Same thing, okay? So I only got 5 minutes. I should talk more. Okay, less, yeah. And then there's some other equations on here. Work equals force times distance. W equals F times D. And the force has to be in the same direction as the distance in order for it to do work. That's what that dot means right there, actually. That's a dot product. That is linear algebra. It's a big deal. Okay, don't worry about that, though. Just the force and the distance have to be in the same direction in order for work to be done. We'll get to that later. That's not even in this video, but okay. And then we also have power equals work divided by time. So you're going to be asked some questions. For example, how to calculate potential energy. That's this first problem. We say it right there in the question. And then the next section, I'm going to post the same video right here. It's on calculating kinetic energy. Okay, and each section has the same problem, and then we ask you to solve or say what would go in each of these boxes. So right here, what are you given in the following scenario? Like, what does this scenario give you? Okay, so kind of like what we've done in class. And then the next question, what is the following scenario wanting you to find? So what do you want to find? What do you want to solve for? And which formula would you use? So what formula would you write there? I think you all get it. Okay, we've done this many times. Here's what I want to show you for this one. Okay, how to do KE and PE problems. Go back in your Canvas, check it out. Okay, so for example, one of the things we did, calculating kinetic and potential energy, okay? Right here, you serve a volleyball with a mass of 1.1 kg. The ball leaves your hand with a speed of 30 meters per second. The ball has kinetic energy, calculated. So we are given 1.1 kilograms as a mass. The velocity is 30 meters per second. Remember, meters per second is the velocity. We say, and we know we want to find kinetic because kinetic energy is associated with velocity. Okay, so calculate it. So KE equals, calculator proof, 0.5 MVV, or 1/2 MV squared if you're fancy. So we put those numbers in there, we get 495 joules. Similarly, calculating potential energy, PE, it's mass times gravity times height. Okay, so in this question, we were given the height is 21 meters, the mass is 50 kilograms, and the gravity is 9.8 meters per second per second. So we plug those numbers in, we get 10,290 joules, okay, because energy is in joules, not rubies. It's a unit of energy. Okay, whatever. I hope that's helpful. Yeah, do the math. So you just look up here and you see what numbers you're given that correspond with that thing you're trying to solve. Okay, so potential energy here is mass times gravity times height. So here are the things I was given in the question. Okay, see ya in the next video.